Okay. Grand Rising, everyone. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. It is 5 a.m. And this is not usually, excuse me. This is a message for someone. I have a word that Spirit is giving me to give to someone. And whoever this message is for, you will receive this message. I'm sitting in the vehicle right now, so I'm not usually outside. I'm not outside like I usually be, but I needed to deliver this message to whoever this message is for. And this is a channeled message, okay? Because this is a vision, a dream that I had. And it's for someone, and it may be for numerous amount of someone's. So before I open up, before I speak the message that Divine is giving me, I'm going to acknowledge the Spirit of the Divine, because it is not me, but it is the Divine that speaks through me. So I want to honor the Spirit. Thank you, Almighty. I come to you with my heart. I ask that you will please give me to speak to your children in a way that they can receive this message, that you would speak through me, Almighty. Divine, all flesh is grass, so I humble myself before you. And I ask that you would use my voice and that you would channel these messages that you want your children to hear in this hour. Only the highest energies of your divine love and beautiful light is welcome. Ancestors who walk with me in God's beautiful love and light, you're welcome. Ascended masters, you are welcome. And then the guidance, Archangel Michael, protect my crown. Protect my crown, I ask you right now, and that you will cover me, and that you will protect me from all negative energies being sent that do not want this message to be heard. I ask that you protect the collective and all those that come into this live. I thank you. I thank all the archangels that watches over me. Asheo, and so mote it be. So mote it be. Grand Rising, Lil Bleezy, you up too? I love you, Grandma. I love you, Lil Bleezy. You know, the divine is really working on you. And I just want to say to you, Lil Bleezy, continue to be yielded and open. The divine is working on you, because every time I come live, you're here receiving the messages with an open heart. And I want everyone that come to take these messages back, and then you before the divine, before the spirit, and you confirm, okay? Because how do you know that a message or a prophet is true? By the words they speak that come to pass, all right? So I yield myself right now. And this is the message. Spirit is saying, get these people out of your house. Get them out. Get these people out. What people? The people that is keep trying to hold on to your energy. These are the same people that watched you when you were struggling, when you were down, when you were homeless. Some of these people actually live in your house, and you've been carrying everyone. They've been watching you struggle, and nobody want to lift a hand to help you. But instead, behind your back, people are gossiping, talking, running you down. People have done all kinds of malice. People have done a lot of things in darkness. And these people are the very people that is supposed to be supporting you. These are family. These are friends. These are people that you have walked with for years. But these people sabotage you. They always block you. They get in the way of your progress. And let me tell you something. Sometimes people don't realize that there is a watcher. See, while they're watching you and trying to do the best that they can to sabotage you. There is someone that look high, that sits high and look low. There is someone that watches everything and they take notes. There are watchers in the spirit realm that take notes. How the chosen is treated. And sometimes, family, you might not even know that you're chosen. You just don't understand why you're different. You don't understand, Asheo Amir. You don't understand. You don't understand why you being taken for granted, why you be taken for advantage of, why don't you love your love. Your love is true. Your love is real. You're loyal. You're loyal. You got a different heart and you built different. Right? Yeah. See, they don't understand that. They take that shit for weakness. They think because of how empathetic you are, how you helpful, they laugh and they take it for weakness and they think they're getting away with what they're doing. But let me let you know, God said continue to commit to the divine. Move forward. In spite of all that they're talking about and people what they're doing, move forward. Do not pay attention. Ignore these hoes and these bitches. Do not pay no attention. Do not give no energy. Do not stop to argue. Do not stop to debate. You ain't got to explain yourself. Why you doing what you're doing? Just move forward. Move forward. Because the divine is taking you to a wealthy place. Because family, let me let you know the spirit is saying that times are changing. And they're playing. They still want to be set in their ways. Times is changing. The weather going to show you. You're going to see storms in places. You're going to see hardship. You're going to see a separation of the wealthy from the poverty, because that's what they're trying to bring upon the earth. They're trying to bring a separation, but God sees. So the divine is preparing his children, but you got to have ears to hear. You got to listen. There are people that are around you right now that are not for you. And some of you all might have even had a lot of conflict, and some of you all might not even be. And talking to these people, Spirit say block them. They can't come. They can't come because God watched them. See, God saw them and God heard them. Let me tell you something, please. Moses, however you want to say, if you want to say it's a story, however you want, but I'm going to speak to you in a way to give you understanding. Moses was a great leader of the divine, but he was so humble and meek. And he was attentive to what the divine told him to do, but it was a hardship. Because he had all these people that he had to carry from out of Egypt into the wilderness, right? And all the motherfuckers did was complain. Nothing was never good for them. Nothing was never good, right? They complained about Moses behind his back, his own family, Aaron and Miriam. They were gossiping behind his back. Who do he think he is? I mean, like, I understand God called him, but didn't God call us too? Did not God speak through us too? Is he the only one that God speak through? God heard them, family. Spirit heard them. Spirit heard everything. Spirit took note. And when Spirit began to hear how Aaron and Miriam were talking, Miriam in particular, his own sister, his own family, was talking behind his back. Divine's wrath becomes strong, family. And this is what people don't understand. Not many people going to be able to take my messages. I understand that. Because these messages that come through me, I have to birth them, family. I got to get it out of me because it's fire in my soul. And if I don't speak what the divine going to tell me to speak, then that is upon me. But I have to tell you the truth. The divine heard Miriam talking about Moses behind his back, and the divine rose up in anger. It don't matter that that's your child. It don't matter that's your mama. It don't matter that's your grandma. It don't matter. When it comes to you being the chosen, the divine says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. That's it. That's it. That's the bottom line. You could try it. You could play with it. And that's what people have done, family. And you cried. And your tears, the divine bottled up every one of your tears. The divine saw the injustice that was being done to you. So Spirit allowed his wrath to come down on Miriam and struck her with leprosy. She had to be outside the camp. She could not come around and Moses was so, listen, please. When the divine's judgment come upon those that he has tried, he took Moses took his sister, his family with him, right? With them. But they complained. They got jealous. They become envious. See, they didn't stay in their place. God got a place for everyone. Everyone has something to do, but you can't look at your brother and your sister and say, I want that and I want this. That's what they do in this generation. People want a destiny swap. They want what you got. But they didn't walk your walk. They didn't talk your talk. They didn't suffer. They wasn't homeless. They did not try to figure out how they're going to feed their children. They did not know how they was going to pay their electricity bill while people sat around and watched you go down. You might have been up at one time. Yeah, and they were jealous, right? But then they saw you come down, right? They start seeing things not working for you, right? Yeah, all of that is a part of God's plan. All of that. Right now, where you are, you're going to always be taken care of. You're going to always be provided for because the divine will test people around you. So sometimes you'll be up, right? And everybody want to be around you. Everybody, yeah. That's my girl. That's my cousin. That's my mama. That's my all of that, right? That's my brother. That's right. Like, hey, can I do, and you just constantly just helping people. You could take it even to the point on your job, however it come, family, however this word come to you to help you recognize what Spirit is saying to you. It may not be exactly like how I'm telling you, all right? But if this word is confirming in your soul, then this word is for you. Okay, Asheo. Cyrus, Asheo. Ashe, welcome. So what the divine done is struck Miriam with leprosy, and Moses had to pray. Because I'm going to tell you something right now, family. I'm almost like I'm trembling inside, and I want to cry. And I'm not a person to cry. Not unless it hit me. But family, the karma, please. I say this humbly. I say this humbly and trembling. Cause I don't play when it comes to the divine. The karma family that is gonna come upon these people, your heart gonna break. That's why God say walk away. Because God gotta refine them. See, because when the Spirit use you, thank you. Love from Antarctica. Shout out to Antarctica. Shout out to Antarctica. I have a sister over in Antarctica. You all, shout out to you because I can't take the cold. I can't take the cold, okay? But the karma family, the karma is some of them gonna be sick family. Very sick. Family, I don't like to see people suffer. That's one of the things with me. I don't like to see anything suffer, not even an animal. You see, even if I'm driving and I see an animal it could be a lizard, I would just sort of kind of slow down. I don't like to see anything suffer. But family, what I'm seeing, Spirit know, I don't like the hospital. But since Spirit takes me sometimes in a hospital, family, because I have to help people transfer over. Okay, I'm a shaman. And sometimes people are afraid to go over unto the other side in the ancestral realm. So I help them, but I don't like to see that part where I see people with the tubes in them. And even though they done injustice, family, some of them wish sickness on you. Some of them wish death on you. Some of them was because they didn't have empathy for you when you was going through. They had the means to help you, but they refused. It wasn't your test. It was never about you suffering. You never done anything wrong. You might have even cried out to the divine and said, Divine, why? Why am I going through all of this? What did I do? Where did I do? You do the best that you can. And that's why the divine honor you, because the divine look on your heart. It's your heart. Your heart, your heart, family. You see, why everybody's so worried about the dress and appearing to be powerful and appearing to look all the part. God knows who belongs to the Spirit. And Spirit said, I chose you for me. I formed you in the womb for me. I you for me. See, some of you all were created for the divine. That's why Spirit said, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Because the more that people come at you, family, the more they suffer. The more they mishandle you, the more they suffer, because the divine is going to always bring you out on top. You're not meant. You are trying the people around you. You are a test. You are walking karma. Walking karma, family. And people want to play in your energy. They want to mishandle, put their hands all over you, right? Yeah, that's what they want to do. That's why Spirit said, get them out of your house. Because if you don't get them out of your house, the divine gonna get them one by one. Now, I had a dream. That's why I'm here. I had a dream. And in this dream, I had a large home. And I was living peacefully to myself. Somebody told me about some people in my house. I said, what people in my house? Ain't nobody in my house. And I had a basement. And I opened up the basement, and family were over like 100 motherfuckers in the damn house. How these bitches got in my house, I have no idea. But they were family. They were past lovers. They were friends. They were people from that you walked away. They were all there pulling on your energy in your house. And they didn't want to go. They didn't want to leave because they knew the divine is about to bless you. They can't come. They can't. The divine is about to set you on high. Just like they laughed at Joseph in the Bible. They laughed and they put him down. They sold him into Egypt, his own family, his own family. They thought they had got rid of him because he had told them, God, he shared. That's what my mama used to do to me when I was young. She'd say, Moochie. She used to take my lips and pinch them. Be quiet. She was a Virgo woman. She said, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So that's what you got to do, family. You got to be quiet. You got to take what God has given you and be quiet. Because see, when you begin to tell people, oh, the divine going to do this, and divine showed me I was going to have this, and I was going to be the first millionaire in my blah, 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 blah. They looking at you, family. They not rejoicing with you. They're becoming bitter, jealous, and envious because they see that you have divine favor over your life. They sold him into Egypt. And he went through many trials. Was he wrong? Did he do something wrong? That's what I'm saying to you. You don't have to do nothing wrong. The divine is setting you up, letting you see who's for you and who's not for you. He didn't stay in he was even accused of trying to mess with his master's wife. Then Potiphar threw his ass in prison. Then he went to prison and he was there for many years. And some of you all been struggling for many years. Some of you all been praying to God, when is my time to come out? When? Some of you all been helping people around you, and you seen them elevate. Because that's what even Joseph, the Pharaoh threw his baker and butler in the prison, right? And they were scared for their life. Dreamer. And Joseph let them know in a dream everything gonna be okay with one, but the other one was not. So when they was leaving, when the I'm saying this for a reason, family, please, okay? When the Pharaoh come and say, hey, I had a dream, and nobody can interpret the dream, not none of the witches, not none of the warlocks, not none of the magicians, not none of them. None of them. They was in the palace faking the funk. But then the butler remember, say, hey, you know what? I remember that there was one that was in the prison that told me everything and told me I was going to be restored. You're going to be remembered, family. Because sometimes people get your help and then they forget how you was there for them. And then when you need help, they're not there for you. You're going to be remembered, family, and everyone going to see it. When he began to tell him about there's a man in prison that can interpret your dream, Pharaoh said, go get him. They went and got him. He went from the pit to the palace. He got cleaned up. He got that new suit on him. He got clean, all looking good and everything. And then stood before the Pharaoh, not really caring about all this outward shit. You see, that's what man care about. He stood before the Pharaoh with a pure heart, before the divine, and opened up his mouth and began to interpret the dream of the Pharaoh. Pharaoh, when he seen the favor on his life, because there's a light on you, family. There's a light that the enemy is mad about. And they can't duplicate it. And they can't copy it. And no matter how much they try to destiny swap, they can't steal it. He began to tell him, your dream was about this. It was about a famine that was coming to Egypt. And when he began to tell him what he needed to do, him second in charge of all Egypt. Why am I saying this to you? Because this is a prophecy. The divine is going to move you. Shakur Ashe, I see you. The divine is going to move you. The divine is going to relocate some of you all. They can't come with you. I know it's going to break your heart, but they ain't going to be able to come because the divine have already called judgment. He tested their heart. The most you can do is pray. Now, if you linger and you interfere in someone else's karma, then what they got is going to come upon you and you're never going to get out. This is your portal. Because you're going from the pit to the palace. You're going from what it seemed like poverty to prosperity. The divine is getting ready to transfer the wealth of the wicked to the righteous. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first, because they mishandled. They mishandled what God put in their hands. Corporations are going to fall. False leaders revealed. Nothing that has been hidden is coming to the light. It's all coming to the light, family. And that's why the divine is moving you out the way. because times is changing. Times is changing, family. And it's time for us to not be distracted, but focus and to hear Spirit say, get these people, get them out. Get them out, family. Because they're leeches. These people want what you have. They want to hold on to your skirt tail and ride up, but they're not going to be able to do it. I hope this message reached you. I know it did me. I'm already being attentive to what Spirit is telling me to do. So this is the dream that I had. I don't know who this message is for, but there's a lot of people around you. They may be even living in your home. You might have had a home by yourself, and then next thing, this one want to move in, then that one want to move in, then this one to move in, but nobody want to help you with the bills. Nobody want to help you do nothing. All they do is complain. They don't clean up behind themselves. They making a mess. They holding you back, family. You're not just anybody. I want you to know that today. You're not just anybody to the divine. You are the chosen. You was created for the divine. And you are a tester among people. So when you show up, family, and people mishandle you, and they don't do you right, listen, I'm telling you the truth on some shit. When a person bless you and they good to you, then they get blessed. They know that shit too. Because you have helped a lot of people and you put them in your energy, and when they became your energy, their life changed for the good. Their health changed for the good. Things changed for their little demons got cast out of them, because you be casting people demons out of them just by being around. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Know who you are. Know who you are. Much love. Peace. I gotta go. Gotta get started for this day.